This is insane to witness as Josh Giddey has been snubbed off the ESPN Top 100 Players list. Hi, I'm Shaq Barnes, here with another great episode of Bulls Digest, the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls. I also noticed that 67% of you guys have been watching the channel and have not subscribed. Treat it like the Bulls intro, run right through that subscribe button. You know, like how I do my videos, I like the way you got time. Let's get right into the news. So, Bulls Josh Giddey stood up from the ESPN latest top 100 NBA players list, and I think this is atrocious body of work. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When it comes to the ESPN top 100 list, it's not just saying who you are as a player and your whole career as a body as a whole. It's also predicting or projecting what you're going to do this next season. And when I went down this list, now I'm not saying Josh Giddey should be top 50. I'm not saying top 10. I'm saying top 60. But to not make the top 100 list is crazy. One Bulls player did make it. We're going to get into it too. But for him not to make it, and when I seen other players on this list, and I'm wondering like how is they ahead of Josh Giddey, it's baffling to me. But also, remember this keyword I said they did projecting. They're projecting your numbers, what they think you're going to do. The players that they had to make it, and the numbers that they predicted them to like average next season, Josh Giddey's numbers this last season was better than that. So how are you leaving a guy off the top 100 list when the guys you are projecting to be better than him to put up numbers less than what he had last season? That doesn't make sense to me. But we're going to keep going. It say the Chicago Bulls are buying into Josh Giddey's future, but we can't say the same about ESPN. With the teams recovering from training camp and the season's less than 1 month away, the popular site released its official top 100 list for the upcoming 2025-26 season. Their NBA rank panel is made up over 150 media members and analysts who are tasked with predicting the future contributions for players across the league. For more information on the process ESPN follows, I encourage you to check out the following ranking. The key thing I wanted to come out from this point right here, this paragraph, who are tasked with predicting the future contributions for players across the league. And like when they did do that, and I looked at the numbers of certain players that was ahead of him, certain players that are bench players, and you talking about a guy who's literally going to be the starting point guard of the team, and show kind of what he going to do as the starting point guard of the team for guys who ain't cracking their rotation, it's still crazy to me. It's out of 100 players recognized, only one Chicago Bulls player appeared, and his name wasn't Josh Giddey. All things considered, this feels like one of the most significant snubs, especially when considering that ESPN carved out some extra space by removing Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, DeJounte Murray, and Fred VanVleet from the list. All 5 players are expected to miss nearly the entire 2025-2026 season. So even with 5 extra spaces open, you still couldn't find a spot for Josh Giddey, who show his numbers are outstanding when he actually gets on the court and plays. But we're not going to acknowledge that at all. We're not going to acknowledge that. What you're going to get from Josh Giddey next season is what he kind of showed you during the second half of the season. But once I literally said, I seen a player, and I'm going to show you the players that I'm talking about. I seen one player. Your only hint is he's still having contract problems with his team right now. And the numbers that they predicted him to do, Josh Giddey numbers are better than him. And I'm going to tell you right now, he wasn't he wasn't in the 90s when it came to their ranking, which is outstandingly crazy to me. But from what you get from Josh Giddey, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 46% from the field, 37% from 3, which he has improved his 3. These numbers alone should crack you in the top 100 at least, compared to the players that you had on this list. But then you go look at the second half of Josh Giddey. He said, for what it's worth, Josh Giddey was also held off the top 100 list headed to the 2024-2025 season. But this felt far more justifiable. He was fresh off arguably the worst season of his career, which includes a postseason benching due to his shooting and defensive shortcomings. The Oklahoma City Thunder also decided to trade away, which left everyone with more questions than answers. However, Josh Giddey proceeds to have a pretty strong bounce back year. He's averaging career high 7.2 assists, 8.1 rebounds, while scoring 14.6 points a night. The 22-year also showed flashes of genuine growth from behind the arc as he shot 37% on four attempts per game, particularly when we factor in his post All-Star break run. Giddey omission comes off and downright ridiculous. The guard looks more comfortable than ever before, averaging 21 points, 10 rebounds, 9.3 assists over the last 19 games. The Bulls also went a solid 12-7 over that stretch. Putting up numbers like this is going to make you an all-star caliber player potentially, especially with those slots being open. But this guy couldn't make the top 100 after you've seen that second half of the season. But let's just see, who did they put on this list that Josh Giddey couldn't make it? He said, serious, it's hard not to scratch your head. And some of the names that made the cut over Giddey included Walker Kessler at 98, but he's at the back end, it's solid. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 96, which is solid. Zach Edey, 88, questionable. Jonas Valanciunas on the back end of his career, very questionable. Jaden Ivey, who had injury problems, questionable. Tobias Harris. And then Jonathan Kuminga was labeled at the 83rd on his list. The man barely cracked his rotation with his team. Josh Giddey is literally putting up all-star numbers the second half of the season, but couldn't make the top 100. They said, as talented as those players are, can we easily say that teams would take each of them over Giddey? Not all of them, no. Even better yet, are we genuinely prepared to say we expect all to have a better 2025-2026? Seeing the names like Ivy and Kuminga is particularly dumbfounding. The former missed nearly the entire 2024-2025 campaign and still has to prove he can fit into a winning Pistons team. As for Kuminga, the Warriors have moved him in and out the lineup over the last few years, and he doesn't even have a stinking contract yet. But he a top 100 player. And I'm cool with him being a top 100 player, but there's no way he should be ahead of Josh Giddey as of today. As of today, he should not be ahead of Josh Giddey. Kuminga not. And then the numbers they projected Kuminga to have 14 points, 4 rebounds, and like 3 assists. But that's 83rd best player, and Josh Giddey was averaging that this year. Y'all didn't rank him. Like, come on, we have to do better. But also, let's get into the Bulls player that was. So which Chicago Bulls player did make it? It was Coby White. Coby White served as the Chicago Bulls' lone representative on the ESPN Top 100 chart. The guard appeared at 71 on the list, which actually put him one spot higher than his old teammate, Zach LaVine. They was being petty by putting him right over Zach LaVine. With that in mind, it feels like a pretty solid spot for the 25-year-old. He is still trying to prove he can be more consistent source of offense and held down as a permanent scoring role for a quality team. At the same time, White actually ranked 58th in ESPN 2024-25 season. So actually, how do you fall that far? Especially after putting together your best year yet. White averaged 20 points on 45% shooting from the field. That is a good question too. I think the only excuse you could possibly say is maybe other players just grown and other players are better. But I think it's absolutely atrocious and ridiculous that Josh Giddey did not make the top 100 list. I think I don't understand that. But let me know what you guys think. Did ESPN get it right? Should Josh Giddey not be a top 100 player? I think he should at least be in the top 100. If Jonathan Kuminga is 83, Josh Giddey should be 82. That's just how I feel. But let me know what you guys feel. Comment down below. It's been S Barnes, SB Talk Sports, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.